Morgan, John Cabot,
Present.
Cassie Courtney,
Present.
Nathan Bird, Matt McDonald,
Present.
Skip Pond.
Present. Okay, if you could do our swearing in for us, please.
If you plan to speak, if you'll please just stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, let the record reflect that Cliff McCormick is now entered the meeting. And I'll go over our rules of procedure this morning. The order of business, and first of all, we are live streaming this morning. I want to remind everyone, for commissioners, please use your microphone so everyone can hear. And if you come up to the podium, I think the mic is live and everything's being recorded online. So the order of business for hearing COA cases will be as follows this morning. Each case will have a staff presentation and applicant presentation of no more than 10 minutes, followed by comments by others for or against the project for 5 minutes total, after which the applicant will have a time for rebuttal of no more than 5 minutes, and then the commission members will discuss the case and make a motion. A certificate of appropriateness will be issued within a week of this hearing. If you defer your case or if you have conditional items to bring back before the commission, you must contact staff and ask to be added to the agenda for the next meeting. You will not automatically be added to the agenda. If you plan to speak, you must be sworn in and sign in when you come up to the podium, please. There's a laser pointer on the podium. If you need to point out anything on the screen, it's there for your convenience. If you would like to defer your case to be heard at a later date, the deferral must be requested prior to the statement of the case's motion. If you leave the meeting room, we ask that you please exit the wooden doors before speaking or talking on your cell phone. All construction work must meet the certificate of appropriateness and design guidelines as approved by this commission or staff. If plans change, a new application will be required. If work is not started within 6 months of issue date, a new COA will need to be issued. A COA is not a building permit or a land disturbing permit. Please contact the land disturbing office or the building permit office prior to starting your project. The COA must be posted in a visible location or on file on the property until the project is complete. Applicants are respectfully requested to ensure that they have submitted the required application and supporting documents prior to this meeting and to adhere to the time limits as previously explained. Board members are requested to limit questions and comments on the case to only those within the purview of this board. Code, setback, variance, and zoning issues are not within the purview of the commission and will have to be addressed by the applicant with the appropriate personnel within the city. Reminder again, this meeting is being recorded. Next, we need to approve our minutes from last month's meeting. If the commission has had a chance to review those, I'll take a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Moved by Cliff, do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. We'll move into old business, please, Cassie.
Okay, thanks so much. All right, we will get started this morning under old business, and here's a quick overview of the staff reviews that were conducted since we last met. We'll move into our first old business case. So this is case HZ 2554 at 203 Eveningside Drive in the Ferger Place neighborhood. It is a historic structure circa 1900. This proposed project is new openings, deck railing, and material change. This case came before you all back in 2022. So here is an aerial of the property and then the property within the Ferger Place overlay, the property photos, neighboring property photos, and then the application information provided by the applicant. So here is some additional context of the neighborhood, and then the front elevation changes. I want to change a single window on the left side to a triple window that mimics the original one to the right of the front door. Single window that is removed will relocate to the left elevation. New window will be wood clad, simulated divided light. Item 2, change the dormer materials from asbestos siding to real cedar shape. Item 3, remove vinyl shutters from all windows and replace shutter on dormer only with wooden operable style with dogs. And item 4, replace the existing metal chimney cap with a clay cap. There is the Sanborn showing the original front porch of the property. And then the east elevation changes. So again, replace that metal chimney cap, change the dormer materials. Add 2 panel glass patio door to the breakfast room, the wall to the left of the front door, and add 2 small windows in the master bedroom on the right rear. So you can see the existing and proposed. Rear elevation changes, again, change that dormer material from asbestos siding to real cedar shake. Remove the 1960s railing and replace with wood balusters and 6x6 wood columns. And then the left elevation changes the dormer materials. A single window will be relocated from the front, moves to the side. Remove the 1960s railing, replace with wood balusters and 6x6 wood columns, and exchange the center window position with right window position. And some applicants of craftsman bungalows that were provided by the applicant. And the relevant burger place guidelines, we're looking at 5B, entrances, porches, and steps, 5C, windows and doors, and 5E, materials. So item B, entrances, porches, and steps. Number 3, original porch materials should be preserved or replaced when beyond repair. Such materials include wood, terracotta, tile, slate, brick, marble, stone, and stucco. Other materials may be substituted for these when it is not economically feasible. The applicant is proposing to remove the later metal porch balustrade and columns and replace them with wooden columns and a balustrade. Item C, windows and doors. Number 2, existing window and door openings and hardware, including window sash, glass, lintels, sills, architraves, shutters, doors, pediments, hoods, steps, transom, side lights, and all hardware should be retained and repaired if possible. The applicant is proposing to remove vinyl shutters and reinstall wooden operable shutters on the dormer only. And item 6, new window and door openings should not be introduced. The applicant is proposing to install multiple new door and window openings. The applicant is proposing a new front window on the front elevation that was previously an open porch, and French doors on the existing porch on the front elevation. Applicant is proposing 2 new windows on the east elevation at the rear and 1 new window on the south elevation at the rear. And then item E for materials, number 1, original building materials should be retained. The applicant is proposing to install cedar shaped siding on the existing dormer. Applicant provided examples from a period appropriate home catalog showing the cedar shaped siding as a relevant material. The home catalog also shows a clay chimney cap. The applicant is proposing to replace the metal chimney cap with a clay cap. Item 4, replacement wood siding should be consistent with the original size, direction, and lap dimension. Diagonal siding should not be used. Vertical siding should not be used. Original wall shingles should be maintained where possible or replaced with a compatible material. The applicant is proposing to install cedar shake siding on the existing dormer. Again, the applicant provided examples from a period appropriate home catalog showing the cedar shake siding as a relevant material. We'll just have the applicant's presentation. If you could just state your name and address for the record, please.
Guess I don't have a microphone. Lee Brock, 203 Eveningside Drive. Cassie, I think you did an excellent job with that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I've got a hard copy for you. Yeah, I think that presentation, the same presentation that was approved in 22. The only thing that's changed, there's one less person moving into it. So that's kind of what stalled the original construction, and yeah, ready to get it going now. And you guys have any questions? I'm here to answer them.
Thank you so much. Also let the record reflect that Todd Morgan has entered the meeting. We'll move into community comments and comments by other persons. I do want to note that we did receive a letter of opposition, but if you would like to speak, please come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Eric Smith, 209 Eveningside Drive, just down the street. You've got my letter of opposition. I won't read through it. I just feel that we're here today because 90+% of this proposal is against our guidelines. I'm just here to encourage you to strictly enforce our guidelines. Noteworthy guidelines. Cassie's done a great job. Just reiterating, page 13, no new doors and window openings. The original size, shape, and materials of windows and doors should be preserved or replaced if beyond repair. So, page 14, showing new windows and door openings should not be introduced. And then off page 14, details, additional architectural details should not be introduced where none originally exist, i.e. the French doors. Page 15, materials, original building materials, wood, brick, mortar, stone, terracotta should be retained. So I'm not against shake siding, yes, it's historically appropriate, it just exists nowhere else in this home. So as we like an element with French doors, and we like an element of shake cedar siding, we're kind of confusing historical elements on this home. We're making a large change with this window in the front. We're not supposed to be increasing the sizes of the windows, we're not supposed to be moving windows around, and we're not supposed to be putting in new windows. So just please strictly enforce our guidelines, which many of the proposed aspects of this project are contrary to. Thank you.
I think I better jump in here, because I think I was actually gonna go first, since I'm here in support. My name is John Brennan. I reside at 1512 South Hawthorne Street, not in Burger Place. And the reason that's manure, and I'll come back around to that. But this is a question that was asked and answered. We had length discussion about this and agreed it was acceptable. And not for everyone, John, this one thing to you, but Dana Moody voted in favor of this, okay? Let's never change an opening, voted in favor of this. The thing about this house, and let me speak to my relationship to this property. The owner who sold to the applicant was my client. I represented her in the sale. So I know this house intimately, and there's nothing very original about this house. That the question of the 3 windows on the left side of the front elevation, that's closed-in porch. It was absolutely done sometime in the 70s, and they shot in the Sears catalog. John and Joe Boyer were the owners prior to my client, and they purchased them in 1974, and it looked just like this. It did not look like this in the 1920s. Right? There's so much obvious changes in the stucco on the exterior of this home. And I would invite you to come into Fireplace and show me another Craftsman home that has a triple window set and a single window on the front elevation, because there isn't one. So that piece alone is absolutely a good idea. I don't think we changed anything about this when I wrote the motion for approval. I think we let it go just like it was, and then life happened, and the applicant couldn't get started. And now I was just looking for you to say, I stand behind what I said before, and allow him to move forward. But there's so little that's original or accurate about this house, that these alterations move the needle in the direction of historical accuracy and beauty. That's the crazy thing. This is a dumpy little house, and what's proposed is going to improve it. So you got your first delivery manure, and I think you got at least one more coming. But that's why I reside at 1512 South Hawthorne Street.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other community comments or comments by other persons? Okay, fabulous. The applicant, you have an opportunity to respond if you'd like.
Yeah, I think, just kind of speak on what John said, if we could pull up a couple of the slides. The first one. So, yeah, right there. So I am just trying to make it symmetrical now, and when it was that porch to the left-hand side was existing, and that was originally filled in, it was not very well thought out for that space. It was really poorly done, so I think it's gonna be more historically appropriate if I add the exact same window on the left-hand side. And I think it'll make it more usable for today's use. I think it'll make sense. These are gonna be the 2 items that are, have the most opposition, what I've heard. Is that window, and then the next slide is, this one with the French door. I think, basically that'll be like a breakfast room. There are so many examples of these French doors within the neighborhood, like that are right next to or around a front door. To include Mr. Smith's house, he has almost an exact example of this. There's also, can you pull up the diagram of the neighborhood, because I can point out about 6 other homes that have the same opening.
You're talking about this or like street?
I think what you guys had sent out, where it's like a map of the neighborhood, maybe. Okay, so yeah, see that house just to the right of your, yeah, right, keep going a little bit. And if you turn to the right there, that'll be Mr. Smith's house. He's gonna have a French door right above that hand that you have. It's pretty similar. And if you keep going down the neighborhood, there are so many examples of that opening. So I kind of thought it would be like even more historically accurate if I were to add that. And I think it would beautify the property. Beyond that, I had a party at the house last Friday for the whole neighborhood. And I had somebody playing acoustic in the front yard and had it catered, and had some food and drink out there, and there were some neighbors that all signed that in favor of it, favor of the project. But I have one opposition vote who didn't oppose it in 22 when it was approved, but now it is. And so what I'm trying to do is just go forward with the same plan that has previously been approved. All right? That's it.
Thank you. Okay, we can move to commission discussion.
Do we have a record of the 22 case?
So this is the COA that was approved, and I believe the application was exactly the same.
Okay. All right, commission, with any questions, discussion? Looks like this is just a rehashing of what we've already done.
Yeah, my question is just precedent on this, which is, you know, something's been already approved, what's the protocol for it to come back to the board after not starting with some questions we have now?
So, you know,
What's the protocol when something has been previously approved? I mean, it's almost like it's a restart in general, correct? Or do you keep this record as a,
so if it's not started within 6 months, they have to get a new COA, and that's what's happening here.
Yeah, and, you know, if we weren't 3 years out, you know, it may have been just kind of a staff reissuance, but it's been so delayed that it needed to come back before the board.
Okay,
I have a procedural question. We're given a petition which is fairly important, and it's a very question, we need a motion to accept the petition or to look at it. Typically, if something's not been publicly circulated, we're not supposed to look at it. Is that right?
it's not part of our record, I mean, it's been presented
I
as
just
a point
wanna make
of
sure.
information.
I mean, you can move to make it as part of the record. If you think it's a weighty on the case. But, I mean, applicants are allowed to bring new materials for the board to look at.
Do we want to make a motion, I mean, everyone's seen it, do we want to make a motion to enter it into the record?
So moved.
Scott moved, do we have a second? Todd seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll make that part of the record.
All right, so just to be clear, this is the exact same proposal that was already approved under the exact same guidelines,
Correct.
Here's, so I have no issue with this, approving this thing in the same way that we did in 2022.
Would you like to make a motion? Sure.
I make a motion to approve case HD 2554 at 203 Eveningside Drive, submitted pursuant to the Chattanooga City Code, Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 1015E, and pursuant to the Burger Place Design Guidelines.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?